Underground Star Television. We got a special guest in here today. This brother right here has been an inspiration to a lot of folks. He's well respected worldwide for his work ethic and the person that he is on top of his work ethic. This brother right here has always been an inspiration to me. I've known him my whole life. He's very motivational. He's been through a lot of trials and tribulations in his life. And can you introduce yourself for me, brother?
Man, Nick, aka 5-Star Nick, aka whatever you want to put behind it. I'm basically just a young black entrepreneur that started off 19 years old. I didn't want to work for nobody. I always wanted to be my own, person, entity, or whatever. I purchased a 5-Star car wash in Detroit, a famous car wash, in Detroit. You know what I mean? And like you said, I've been through it, a lot of different situations, and I never glorified no street shit. I always really glorified entrepreneur, being a serial entrepreneur and getting it in any way possible that you can, to uplift yourself. Because I had religious parents that I didn't want to shame them or anything. So I always tried to at least, cover up anything I was doing that wasn't acceptable, as far as the bad things you do in life in early ages or whatever. I always try to be a pillar to my community and not a bad, I ain't want to inspire people to do things in the wrong way. You know what I mean? So it was more or less, I think my legacy here is to show that you can do things without, going the hardest route, selling the hardest drugs and all of that type of stuff. I did things in my life that I'm not proud of, but I did way more things in my life that I'm proud of, especially at this point in my life. You know what I mean?
I also wanted to ask you about your childhood, because just like you mentioned, you came from a religious background, and it's actually your family that put me in the church before my family when I was younger. So you want to talk about some of your background?
Yeah, well, not a lot of people know that I'm originally from the east side, at an early childhood, and then, my grandparents, I don't know who my father is, and my mom, she was going through some situations when we was young where she wasn't all the way able to tend to me as needed. So therefore, my grandmother Patty adopted me, just so she could give me a little better lifestyle. We lived on Peter Hunt and Gratiot, and we lived on Fisher and Gratiot in the 50 zone, you know what I mean? And, it's rough, tough, especially back then. It's still to this day. But, you know what I'm saying, she pulled me over to the west side, which where I really proclaimed my fame, I guess you would say. And we were, my grandparents have always been in the church and trying to guide me to do the right thing. And I really appreciate that, because that's what kept me level-headed. I could have been way a different person. But the fact that I had God in my life and my grandparents, that really kind of made me have a second thought at everything that I did and the choices that I made. It was kind of like having the devil over here and God over here. You know what I'm saying? So it was devil going head on, I'm going with God, of course, but it's more or less, you know what I'm saying? I was brought up religious. I had to go to church every Sunday, and I believe that ultimately helped me make better decisions as far as, doing different things in my life and the way I treated people.
Okay.
Definitely, we are religious.
You want to talk about the business that you into now?
Okay, right now, what we're doing is, I always, I've always sold something in my life, whether it was candy, lemonade, cutting grass. I always been a hustler. So I knew that I wanted to be a hustler. And like I said, my grandmother, adopted me, and she was like the first family member that didn't live in Detroit. So she lived in Southfield. So, that was like a big transition from coming where we came from. And then the rest of my family, we on 7 Mile, you know what I'm saying? So I was introduced to 7 Mile at a young age, and that just, I don't know, it just back then I just saw different hustlers, and just it enticed me to want to get money, faster. So when I was younger, I was cutting grass and all of the things that young niggas do, paper routes and all of that type of stuff. And then I started working at Plum Hollow, which was a golf course in Southfield. And I think I was like 13 or 12. And that's when I started realizing that using my mouthpiece and, the way that I acted and talked to people, was gonna transition my life, because I was a caddy. And a caddy, if you don't know, is somebody who carries the golf clubs for the niggas who actually play the golf. And once I started doing that, you get paid every day. So I was like 12 years old, and my parents, like, they were old school, so they wouldn't like buy me all of the sweet shit, all my friends. So I was like kind of like a poor kid living in the suburbs, you know what I mean? So it was like rough for me, because everybody had shit and their parents bought them shit, and I had to wear like Converse and just the basic shit, unless it was something that my mama liked, which was like Rockports and all of that. And I wasn't really into that shit back then. I wanted the patent leather Adidas and all of that Gucci shit way back then, and I couldn't get it. Like when the patent leathers came out, they was like blue, like a sweet ass blue. And I couldn't get it because they cost too much. My father's like, I ain't spending over 60, my grandfather rather, which I claim is my father. He was like, I ain't spending no money on them shoes. I ain't spending no $150 on those patent leather shoes. I'm gonna get you what I get you. So I had to wear like the Converse nigga Dr. J boys. Which was like, a nigga know you broke when you got them, and you in like a school where everybody fresh as hell. So it was like, it inspired me, even though I was in the burbs, to still wanna, get money so I could get my own shit. And then I hung around like all the niggas whose daddies and them was hustling. So it was like, yeah, we out here in the burbs, but everybody who I'm around, they daddy sell drugs. So they had all the sweetest shit. You know what I mean? So like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to wear nigga shit, you know what I'm saying, to the parties and try to be fresh. I take my shit off and wear another nigga pair of shoes so I could be sweet, you know what I mean? So it was just like that type of shit put in me, like, man, I'm about to get my own money, and I'm about to, make money. Going back to the caddy shit, you get paid every day. So it was like, you'll get paid like $50 a round. That's 18 hoes. You know what I'm saying? So like, I started doing that. I'm like, $50. Let me go out twice. I got $100 in one day, and then I started being like, fuck that. I'm about to carry 2 bags, so I can get $100 each round. That's $200 in two rounds. You know what I'm saying? So it just, in my mind, I always been like, I gotta do more. And so that kind of fueled me. The fact that, because a lot of niggas think just because you done lived in the suburbs or something is sweet, but it really wasn't. It was like kind of like, shit, you the poor nigga, you feel me? So, but fortunately I was blessed with athletics, and I was good in like sports. So that kind of propelled me higher, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I believe by me being poor in the suburbs made me more of a go-getter. And then I would go every weekend to see my mom and them on Peter Hunt. My stepfather used to own Pat's Lounge right next to Chantonique Records. He used to own it with another guy named Pat. And we lived behind the Church's Chicken. It used to be Farmer Jack's back then. And yeah, so I always had that hustle in me. clean up, do different shit to get extra cheese. I mean, you know, don't too many people know my back end story. I never really told people about that part of my life, you know what I'm saying? Cause I really tried to forget it, cause like most niggas had dads and I really ain't had one. But I think that made me more of a go-getter, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like pain, and I don't mean in a bad way, but that make you go harder. It's just, you know what I'm saying? When you got it easy, it just let you kind of like lay back and be smooth. But like when you ain't got that person to, you know, help you out or tell you something, then that shit harder, because niggas ain't giving up information. Niggas will use you up, you know what I mean? And that's really what turned me into me is, you know, I ain't know, so niggas will use me. And I had friends and family, you know what I'm saying, that I went through that with in order to get to where I'm at. And I'm damn near thankful for that, because it made me more of a, you know what I'm saying, go-getter. So I'm 51 years old, still active, trying to go get it, you know what I'm saying, actively. But that's pretty much what drove me to be who I am, which I created Lil Stupid, because I've always sold weed, but I wanted my son following in my footsteps, seeing me, and I ain't want him to be, you know, straight up street nigga. He saw me own the car wash. He saw me be an entrepreneur. And once he was ready, I came up with this so that, you know what I mean, we could do something on a positive note, and we came up with the clothing line, which is Lil Stupid. So what we do is we design clothes kind of like Cookie for the marijuana industry. And, you know, it's a retail that, you know what I'm saying, we still going. We started in 2019, me and my son, and we've been doing this ever since. Now it's about to be 2026, so I just think that's a blessing to be able to, you know, create something that's still going, because like you see, niggas like Cookies, I don't see niggas wearing Cookie shirts no more, but niggas still wearing Lil Stupid.
Very, very much so, very much so. I actually see it outside of the state. You know, I seen people in California support the brand. So, you know, I see it moving around a lot. What you said, you spent time in Southfield. Did you play any sports in Southfield? Like Lathrop, Jaybirds, any of that?
I played for the Blue Jays.
For the Blue Jays?
Yeah, and I played football. That, you know, kind of prepared me as far as knowing people from other schools and things of that nature. And I was like an MVP, the All-Star game. I made it pretty far. I just, by me not, how can I say it? Like, those were my grandparents. So like I ain't really had to listen, because they didn't like chastise me, like beat me or nothing. So it was really like what I wanted to do. So I feel like if I would have had like not taking away nothing from my grandfather, which is Ken, I'm just saying, like, if I had a stern father like myself, I probably would have went further in football, because I'm pretty sure my father would have been on my ass. Like, he had to work a lot, so he didn't come to too many of my games, but like my other friends supported me. Like, you know, their fathers used to act like they was my father, like Terrence McEvans, Mr. Hunter, different friends that I have, fathers, used to always encourage me to be great, and they used to tell me how good I was and just build up my confidence, because they know that I didn't have him, you know, there because he had to work, you know what I'm saying? So I respect that, you know what I mean? And that's, I feel, what made me a better athlete, because I didn't give up, and I wanted to be the best, you know what I mean? So that really, everything, like I said, when I say pain, or like, you know what I'm saying, not having people to support you like you really want them to, I think that drives you, or it can make you go under. But I didn't want to go under, so it drove me to go up, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, basically how I feel like I built up. Patty was a great confidence builder, which is my grandmother. She really pushed me to be the best, always told me I was the coldest, everything. So shout out to Patty. And yeah, I really appreciate that.
I actually attended some of those games in the day. Can you talk about how electric that atmosphere was in that time at some of those games?
Man, I'm talking about, I was really supposed to go pro, you know, but like I said, I don't want to say I didn't have the proper guidance. I had the proper guidance, but I didn't have the proper brain capacity to understand what guidance really was. I was more or less like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I ain't got no daddy. I was just really you know what I'm saying, being a sucker at the end of the day, because I should have been listening and getting my grades tight, because it wasn't nobody's fault but mine. If I would have really just buckled down on my like grades and just, you know, really got focused, I believe that I could have been in the NFL. But, you know, of course, I would like kind of like blame my mishaps and like use that as a crutch instead of like using it to help me be better. I use it like, well, that's why I ain't make it, because I ain't had, you know what I'm saying, until I found out accountability. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about other people, it's about you and what you can do for yourself. And that's what make you resilient and make you the person that you're gonna be. But I learned it a little late, but once I learned it, I just, you know what I'm saying, that's why I guess I never give up and I try so hard now, because it all falls back on you. You know what I mean? You can't blame stuff on other people. Even though you go through things, it's up to you to change the narrative on what's going on, you know what I mean, in your life.
Was that when you met Blade, when you were in high school?
Yeah, Blade was a class under us, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he was popular, you know, his family, and, you know, they were already out here in the streets, and, you know what I'm saying, like his big brother, my nigga Bill, you know what I'm saying, like just like Yacht and O and all of my Street Lord family, you know what I'm saying, everybody's father was like in the game, you know what I'm saying, and I hung around these cats. So, you know, it was like, I would look at them and be like, damn, they got this and they got that. And, you know, it just made me want to have the same stuff. So basically, I just, you know what I'm saying, I did it I went to college. I went to Alabama State, and I tried to play football down there, but, you know, unfortunately, the coaches didn't really like Northern players. They said we was too flashy and shit like that, which pissed me the fuck off, because shit, we are. But that don't got nothing to do with letting me play. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't work out. And then once that didn't work out, before I finish, when I went down there, I also had a kid. You know what I'm saying? I met a young lady and had a kid by her. She was from Detroit. And so that kind of threw me off a little bit. And so I ended up trying to go to a junior college in Kansas called Hutch. I went out there, and it was just a little bit too much for me as far as me not being around like straight white people. It was kind of different. Like the things that I was into and doing wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the same. So I couldn't really handle that either. So yeah, the football career was over after that. And when I came back, I tried to work a job, but it was like working a job was cool, but all my friends at that point was grown and they was hustlers. These niggas got Benzes and vets and all type of sweet shit. So it's a funny story how my life really began with the hustling tip. It was like I was working at the Marriott, and I end up, you know, I was delivering pizzas. I worked in room service, and one day, you know, I get an order. You know, usually it'd be an order for like 2 or 3 pizzas at the most. You know what I'm saying? It was like 2 or 3 pizzas getting ordered. And then the next thing you know, one of these weeks, I was probably like 2 months into work, or maybe 3 months. And I went, and one time I got like 15 pizzas at once, like 15 pizzas to the courtyard. So I'm like, damn, who ordering all these pizzas? I know I'm about to give me a tip. So the next thing you know, I go to deliver the pizzas. I'm walking up, I'm like, damn, it's vets and sweet ass vans and all type of sweet shit outside. Motherfucking BMWs, everything. So I'm like, damn, there must be some niggas getting money up in here. So the next thing you know, I'm knocking on the door. I smell weed. I hear a lot of loud noises and shit. I knock on the door. Next thing you know, man, they open up the door and it was one of my homeboys. And them niggas just bust out laughing because, you know, I'm delivering pizzas and they ain't see me. I'm home from school, I ain't tell nobody. Man, them niggas end up being the street lords. And them niggas bust out laughing at me. Like, this nigga serving pizzas and all of that shit. So, long story short, I quit right then and there. And I just stayed in the room and started smoking weed with them niggas. And the manager called down to the room like, did the dude deliver pizza? They like, yeah, he right here. So I answered the phone like, hello. My man Mark was like, hey Nick, what's going on? I got shit backed up over here. Come on back, what's going on? I said, man, I quit, man. I ain't fucking with that shit no more. And hung up the phone and they ain't never worked since. That shit was funny as fuck. Now that I think about it, I ain't never worked. I work, but I work for myself is what I'm saying. I've always worked, but I work for myself. I turned into an entrepreneur that day. I decided not to, you know what I'm saying, work for nobody, work for myself.
You were saying about all your friends, street lords. Can you take me back to some of the earlier times and some of the things people might not know? Because I know you've been around the world, man. You done met all kind of people from different lifestyles, different walks of life, but you done met and hung around a lot of people that people been watching on TV their whole life, you know what I mean? And I've heard crazy stories, you know what I'm saying, myself. So is there anything that you can share with me from that life?
Well, first of all, the street lords, rest in peace, my nigga Yacht, Black President, dog. He is the nigga who started the shit. You know what I'm saying? The street lords, it was like him and his friends were street lords first, and they wasn't rapping. They just was trapping, you know what I'm saying? So it was more or less his dream was to have a rap group like NWA or whatever, and his brother O was like, Yacht was like the CFO, O was like the CEO, you know, to help. They helped each other or whatever, and you know they created a group, you know, with different hoods, you know, all compiled in one. So like niggas was from different places, like Yacht and Blay and Bill and everybody, you know, most of them was from the field. But then, you know what I'm saying, as of course when we was older, we wasn't in the field, we on 7 Mile, because really everybody hustled on the mile, you know what I'm saying? So like, I used to be on Archdale and 7 Mile, they used to be on every block, you know what I'm saying, around this bitch. So it was more or less like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't where you from, it was where you at, and niggas getting it in. And at the same time, we had to make a name for ourselves because, you know, back in the day, the niggas say, well, most of us definitely lived in Detroit and just used Southfield addresses like they always do, you know what I'm saying, to this day. And, you know, we personally, I feel like we made niggas respect the field, you know what I'm saying, because we wasn't playing, nigga, you'll get shot or whatever fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we did everything you could possibly do because niggas' daddies, well, they daddies was straight hustlers. I ain't know, like I said, once again, I took everybody else's daddy. You get what I'm saying? And kind of like use each person's daddy as like to build my mind up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was like, you know, a lot of people don't know that, but you know, Blaze said it once he got confident enough to be like, you know, this ain't West Bloomfield, nigga. This Southfield, you feel me? And one of his raps, so I was proud of that because before that, I used to be like these niggas hoes and all of that shit, and we had to show niggas that we wasn't no hoes, nigga. You know what I mean? And to this day, niggas feel more confident about themselves, I believe, from us. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's really what niggas didn't know. And, you know, to this day, like I said, niggas is respected.
Yeah, because nobody was claiming the field before y'all did. You know what I'm saying?
Why would you? Niggas was hoes up into us. I ain't gonna lie. We wasn't playing, nigga. When it got to our age, nigga, we hung with older niggas. So like all the older niggas, you know, we was young. We was in the 9th grade hanging with seniors and shit. That's why I had kids when I was in the 10th grade and into my 9th grade. You feel me? Like my 9th grade, I had to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got home in the 10th grade, I was the man because I was like one of the first niggas to like go away. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that shit was crazy. So it's like, I started having kids when I was damn near 15, 16. You feel me?
Babies having babies. I've been there. Man. I was the same way. A lot of times I've heard to even Blade refer to you as the bum. I've heard a lot of people refer to you as the bum, but you've always been far from that. So how did you get that nickname and you always been far from that?
Well, I used to, like, once I really got some cheese, I pretend like I ain't had cheese. So, like, I used to be looking like I wear Dickies every day. Like, I had this shit on for 3 days. I ain't gonna lie. For 2 days, I had this shit on. But, because I really didn't care about that shit. I never really let niggas know exactly how much I was getting or what I was moving or nothing like that. Because I always was in fear of going to prison. So, I ain't never want niggas to know. Like, I never was, like, the flashiest nigga. Because just like when I can rap like a motherfucker when they started rapping. I just was scared, like, dog, we gonna go to prison. And I remember talking to Blade one time, like, man, he was like, man, you should go ahead and spit. You just spit on Jesse shit. You need to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck nah, nigga. I ain't about to go to jail. That nigga was like, nigga, we all going to jail. He was a damn fool. That nigga said, nigga, you might as well rap. We all going to jail. And I just remember shit like that. But I just, like, when I used to be up at the Wash, if you remember, I used to always wear Dickies. I had braids and skull cap, and I just used to, and when I had the Wash, man, I would have more cheese than I ever had. You feel what I'm saying? But you couldn't tell because I wasn't showing it. You know what I mean? I ain't want niggas to know what really was going on. And I believe that helped me in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Very much so. That's dope. That's a dope MO. I always wondered that personally, you know what I'm saying? Because I never knew, but I always heard people refer to you as that a lot.
You call me the richest bum you ever met.
I always wonder, how did you come up with the name Lil Stupid?
Lil Stupid, actually, to be totally honest, we use that word all the time. So, like, back in the day, me and my man, Juno, we'd be like, say for instance, I go in the store to grab something, and then like I was supposed to get the blunts, and then when I came out, I had a blunts. The nigga be like, damn, you forgot the blunts, Lil Stupid? You know what I mean? And so that's how, or like if a bitch said something, excuse me ladies, a woman, or I'm gonna say a bitch because it'll 9 times out of 10 be a little stupid ass bitch that said some dumb shit. We'd be like, shut your little stupid ass up, bitch. You feel me? So it was like more or less that type of talk time opposed to what I turned it into. And the way I came up with it is I saw like the Warheads logo, and it was like a sour thing with the lips sucked in and the shit blowing out his ears like that. And I was just thinking one day, like, damn, everybody coming up with like different like gimmicks and shit for logos, and then I just was like, you know what, nigga, I be feeling stupid when I be smoking because my shit be so strong, you know what I'm saying? That made me, I started thinking, and so I took that and completely changed the face, turned the ears. I mean, instead of blowing it out, I turned it to like a cloud of smoke on the top, and then the eyes was heavy and high. You know what I'm saying? That was and then shit, we turned it into Lil Stupid. That was the image that we came up with, and I ran with that shit. And it was like, at first, when I was telling people, I'd be like I told Juno, since he was always saying, I say, dog, you need to go in business with me. And nigga, I'm about to do this little weed brand, dog. Since you be saying Lil Stupid too, you might as well, you know what I'm saying, come in with me on it. And that nigga was like, no, I'm straight. I don't think he damn near didn't think nobody would be into the shit. So, you know, I bet your ass wish he did it now, motherfucker. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, fuck it. So that was my dream. So I was like, well, and then my son coming to age, so I just knew that I could turn it into like a theme and like, you know what I'm saying, something that we could put on a shirt as a product, you know what I'm saying, instead of, you know, because I'm into products, you know what I'm saying, like Master P said, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter what niggas do, like Jordan hoop, but he ain't getting paid for hooping no more, he getting paid off products, you know, so I just thought like we can always make retail and make clothes and different type of shit, you know, that you can have to save, you know, things that you can remember and symbolism. So I came up with the Lil Stupid so that my son ain't have to sell drugs, that he can sell shirts and clothes and still get the same money as niggas who selling drugs. So that's why I came up with it, to be totally honest. And shit, I ain't think it was gonna blow up like it did. Well, I did think it was gonna blow up, but you know, without the help of like, you know, we don't have like rappers and shit yelling, even though they know that I really, you know what I'm saying, been doing this all my life. You rarely hear niggas saying it in their raps. I don't know why, but I'm cool with that because it made me feel even specialer that, you know, niggas ain't mentioning me and I'm still thriving. They know in their heart that, you know what I'm saying, they seen me doing this shit all the way my whole life up until I made the company in 2019. You know what I mean?
Detroit Cheddar Boys on my niggas. Oh, you know, and I'm an original street lord Cheddar Boy, OCB, nigga.
Okay, what I was basically asking was, like I seen you in a lot of different places and with different celebrities, different people with different walks of life. Can you tell us any stories about any of those times?
Yeah, you know, it's like, let me see. We used to be around a lot of niggas in Atlanta because we used to go to Atlanta to kick it and have fun. One specific time, I want to say R.I.P. my nigga Dilly Dern. My nigga had a good run, and I can remember one time when, you know, he get fresh as hell, Louis everything. We used to go crazy back in the day, what they did. And I can remember, like, I want to say on record that this nigga, definitely some niggas stole his style. Like Rocco, nigga, stole his style. So if you ever see Rocco dress code, he got that shit from Dame. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. And I hope Rocco see this. Nigga, it is what it is. You know, no love lost or nothing like that. I'm just saying, this is what I think. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. And Jeezy, young Jeezy. You know, he used to dress big ass shirts and all of that shit. We really did that, but we really was fresh as hell. Like, I want to say for sure that Detroit culture has impacted rap as far as niggas dress code. Fabulous, nigga, got his dress code from the Run DMC, nigga. Run DMC was wearing the Adidas outfit because they came and saw YBI niggas wearing that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, if niggas don't know, you feel what I'm saying? Niggas from New York used to wear Timberlands, big ass baggy pants, tank tops, and white tees, nigga. So we always was fresh as hell when we go out of town to Vegas or whatever. Niggas had colorful outfits with Air Ones, all type of sweet shit. So I just want to put that on the map. So like nowadays, it seems like a lot of rappers go other places and then bring their culture back instead of, you know, showing them how we really get it, put it down, you know what I'm saying, and dress. Nothing against that. I'm just saying, like, confidently speaking, like, to me, the sweetest rap nigga as far as dress code is Payroll. And I'm just gonna be honest, as far as looking like an old school Detroit nigga, that nigga don't do too much with the baggy shit or the super this or that. He do more or less how we used to dress back in the day on steroids, cause he be fresh as hell.
Yeah.
Shout out to Payroll.
You've been on a couple songs even though you've never been a music artist. Like, you've never been a music artist, you never tried to be a music artist, but it seemed like people tried to make you one. Can you talk about the songs that you performed on?
My nigga Beats by Squeak, he always wanted me to be a rapper, cause this nigga always was in the music and had his own studio. And for some reason, I don't know, I just, like I said, I used to think that you telling on yourself. So I didn't want to have that brung back on me. So that's really one reason why I didn't rap. This nigga Jesse James had me on a song that was sweet. And like I used to say, real shit. Like my first verse on his song was, these niggas know I'm MIA with a bad bitch in MIA, so don't get in my way, cause I'm known to let the semi spray. Cock back, send fire your way. Young nigga, hear a word I say. While you on the block Rolling Stones, I'm on the front page of Rolling Stones with rose gold and stones. Got rich off a bag a day. Glad bags of the green, never had to move that yet. But yeah, I was cold like that, but I was scared. I ain't gonna lie.
That's hard.
I was gonna get in trouble.
All right. We used to come around a lot when we were younger. You used to have a phrase that we later heard it popular on a lot of songs. And it was "Boy Would You," and you used to say it real fast, almost like a sneeze. Can you tell us where that came from?
I'm gonna be totally honest. Boy Would You came from my Pontiac niggas. They really came up with that. My nigga HG up in Pontiac and Manny. They, you know, whenever you did something that, you know, you thought was something, they'd be like, boy, would you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and my nigga Dilly Dang, R.I.P., he used to say that shit too. And we just took it as our own, and Blade turned it into a legendary statement, you know what I'm saying? You know, like Jay-Z said, you know, HG made it, but Blade turned it into a hot song. You feel what I'm saying? So respect out to my young niggas. I mean, my yak niggas, my bad. My nigga Manny, Q, and that nigga HG, you know what I'm saying? They the ones who really, you know, started the Boy Would You talk, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's where it really came from. So I took it and like, it kind of like saying Lil Stupid, you know what I'm saying? It just helped with my conversation. A nigga come up short, you'd be like, boy, would you please boss up? You know what I'm saying? This is actual shit we'd be saying during the hustle, you know what I mean? Like, a nigga might do something stupid and we'd be like, boy, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it was more or less like, kind of like that, you know what I mean? That's where that shit came from. Boy, would you please boss up? You know what I'm saying? So like, they used to be like, boy, you know what I'm saying? And we stole that from them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, really, it's funny because Manny grew up with us too. He transferred down to school with us. And I think he got kicked out of his schools and had to come down there. And, you know, we kind of got that from them, to be totally honest.
That's right.
Boy, would you? Definitely. Shout out to the yak niggas, man.
You also own one of the most famous car washes in Detroit, 5-star car wash, if not the most famous car wash in Detroit. Can you tell us how you got into that business? And
I purchased that car wash in 04. That was like a pivotal time where I really was like, you know, I gotta do something positive and I gotta do something that, you know what I'm saying, I can have generational wealth with. And I remember when I bought the car wash, that nigga Yacht, Street Lord Yacht, Black Prez, he told me, man, that's a nigga business. Why did you buy that shit? And I was like, man, I just want something to generate money fast, plus cash, plus I could still be selling my weed. You get what I'm saying? So it just made sense to me to get that way back then. And yeah, I wanted that and I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I still own it to this day. It's 2025. I bought that in 2004, thank you, Jesus. But yeah, I bought it and I had some great days there and I also had some nightmares there. So it was like the best thing that ever happened to me, and then it was like one of the worst things that happened to me once Blade got, you know, killed in my car wash. That kind of like put me in a sad place. So it was like fucked up after that, you know, so it was like a gift and a curse at the same time. That's how they said. But you know, I'm still glad that I bought it because my kids were able to see me have something that they can actually look and be like, my dad owned that. My dad, you know, worked there and things of that nature. And they ain't have to like kind of like Dame Dash said, you know what I'm saying? They grew up knowing that I always been my own boss. So, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you can't work for nobody or whatever, because you always got to work for somebody to build up. Ain't nobody they own boss, nah. You feel what I'm saying? You still got to pay somebody. You feel me? It's just fortunately I was able to get the wash, and you know, it was successful, man. I'm talking about before the demise, it was very successful and lucrative, and it was like a meeting point. So like when shit got hot, you know what I'm saying, they just kind of pulled me into everything. Like, that's the street lord hangout, or you know what I'm saying? It was like a gift and a curse at the same time, you know, so. But I don't regret doing nothing, because it made me the man who I am today, and it made me stronger, and it made me on top of shit, and it solidified who I am, you know, as a 7 Mile dude who, you know, it's where you at. You know what I'm saying? I'm a strong believer on this where you at. You know what I'm saying? Because a nigga could have been born in Africa, and when he came over here, got successful here. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I love 7 Mile. You know what I mean? It's you know, since I was younger and I went to the what concert was that? NWA concert at Joe Louis, and it's just a bunch of 7 Mile. I went with Tank and them, and we had on, he gave us all 7 Mile dog shirts, and we went up in there, and nigga, we was probably like 50, 60 niggas deep, and we, back in the day, you didn't want to sit, you didn't want to be on the floor, because it was like on the floor, nigga, you might get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It was like no seats, niggas standing up, standing room only, and it was just, that shit, I never forget it, nigga, coming in there, and it was, you know what I'm saying, we 50 deep, and then the next thing you know, we see the niggas from NFL, niggas from Linwood with their NFL shirts coming in 50 deep, and the Dexter niggas, and everybody just coming down, and the fucking undercovers trying to keep niggas from fighting each other and shit. That shit just had me in awe, you know what I'm saying? And I loved it back in the day. It was, everything was hands-on. It wasn't no internet. You had to really be doing shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's easy to post a picture with some other nigga shoes on or another nigga car. Like, you had to come every week to these clubs with this shit, you know what I'm saying? When we was younger, it wasn't no easy, just one, you could look on some pictures and shit. You had to really be balling or getting it in or doing whatever whether it was selling drugs, killing niggas, robbing niggas, anything. You had to, it was real. This shit wasn't no fairy tale. We wasn't doing it for the gram. Niggas was doing it for the fam, nigga, period.
And to speak on what you said for the fam and how you was doing it for your family and your children, it was actually a family ran business. Cause I remember Uncle Billy being up there a lot. I remember your family being up there a lot. So it was like a family business basically, right?
Yeah, I was basically trying to empower my family, you know, give my family jobs, cause my uncles and them, they worked when they was younger, but they ain't worked. So it was like, shit, come work up here. You know, come work up at the shop. My mama worked there, my sister, my son, he was little, he used to hate that shit. I used to tell that nigga, like, nigga, you gonna be rich, nigga, you feel me? Like, my whole family definitely supported me with my business, and I liked it, and I appreciated that I was like, kind of like the leader, you know what I'm saying, who kind of broke the chain, you know what I'm saying, to kind of like get way more, you know what I'm saying, and keep it.
You also have a family member that's a pastor, right?
Yeah, my grandparents, they, you know, got way closer to God and ended up having their own ministry. So, like I told you, growing up, I always been religious and I always had to go to church. And then it's just, you know, they turned it into something more than just going to church. They actually had their own church. So, like I said, we blessed for life.
It seems like we all go through different phases in life where we grow up and get into different things. And now it seems like these days you get more political. Do you find enjoyment in politics, or do you just feel like it's your civil duty as a human being to know what's going on, right?
Well, personally, now at the point that I'm at, I'm 51 now, and I think that politics is a very touchy situation because, like, when I bring up politics and things, the way I feel like I get in a lot of arguments with people because everybody got their own view of things, just like how I feel now about, you know, I don't agree with everything that Trump is doing, but I believe that by him cutting shit and cutting welfare and it's gonna make us strongly as family. It's gonna make us stronger as families, and it's also gonna put us back in a place where, like, people are more dependent on each other. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, up until now, like, they had the welfare, which took the black man out of the home. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like once they take away that shit, hey, the women and the men gonna have to come back together or it's gonna be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I said, things are about to change. Like, a lot of niggas, like, during the Democratic reign, I'm gonna say, like, people got too loose and too laid back and too, you know, dependent on the government. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everybody was out here just doing everything. Like, 100 niggas got weed, 100 niggas got food stamps, 100 niggas got everything that you want because they giving this shit away to make niggas lazy. You know what I'm saying? Now niggas gonna have to get smart, get on their bag, stop playing, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's tight as shit. So, like, you know, I believe that actually helps us as the black community, because really we resilient, bro. Like, we really colder than what we ever thought we was. It's just they dumbed us down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really cold. We invented everything, my nigga. Like, if you really wanna, like, for anybody who racist or prejudiced, just don't use the shit that we made and see if you still gonna be racist. Like, if you gonna get out this door without a doorknob, I wanna see you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we invented the fucking, the heat your house, nigga. Everything, my nigga. Navigation, go somewhere without that shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying, don't dog us out and then use all our shit that we invented. So, like, that's why I feel more political. And then the worst thing that the best thing that I could have ever did was stop drinking alcohol, because it, like, kind of really opened up my mind to see things clearer, you know what I mean? And plus, I'm way more healthier. So, like, my mind is continuously moving now, you know what I'm saying? So, I just, you know, I'm really not too political, but I definitely know what I'm talking about when it comes to certain shit, you know what I'm saying? As far as, like, policies, like, I don't believe in policies. I believe in we go-getters. We was the first Republicans back in the day. It was 6 presidents before George Washington. You feel what I'm saying? So niggas really gotta dig in the history and not in the books that these people have made for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas gotta really go past that and really try to find that knowledge so that you see that you are way more higher than what you really are. We done dumbed ourselves down and shit. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm kind of happy that, you know, all of the shit through AI and all of that shit is being exposed on what's really, like, I just learned that niggas was here before all these other fucking people in America. You know what I'm saying? We indigenous, niggas. Seminole mean black. My nigga, I ain't know that shit until a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Niggas mean dark-skinned people that have been collectively around the world. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that. It's just, once you start thinking like that, they'll send shit to your phone every day on IG. Once you start wanting to learn about black history, type it in or tap on something, and the next thing you know, that shit gonna just be getting fed to you. So my advice to people is, we can't change politics because this shit ain't for us. You know, they gonna always, I don't give a fuck, Republican or Democrat, they don't wanna see black people win, so we gotta win ourselves. So it's more or less just getting educated on who you are so that it can, like, kind of help you know that you can achieve. We need to be inventing shit and more shit. You get what I'm saying? It just don't stop because we the coldest. Period.
All right, you also owned and published a magazine. It was called Custom Whips, am I right?
Yeah, correct. It was like we was inspired by like Source magazine and the magazines that would talk about rap and different cars or whatever. My nigga Z came to me and asked me to be a part of it, and so I was intrigued, and shit, we wasn't bullshitting. We was paying niggas. You feel what I'm saying? To be in our shit instead of vice versa. You know how most niggas want to be in the magazine. We was paying niggas, and some niggas fuck with us, because they had love with us. Mike B was on our first cover, who owned Sloppy Crab. A nigga was balled out back in the day. You feel me? Everybody know if you was in the streets, you knew Mike B had that bread. That's how he got status on 8 Mile and all of that shit. So, he was an entrepreneur. We all was entrepreneurs. We ain't, glorify the shit. The streets, we glorify getting out of them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, without slipping in it. But going back to that, we had Ray J in there, Anne Marie. I'm talking about everybody, a whole slew of down south rappers, cause Z lived in Atlanta. But I'm talking about we had the sweet ass cars, we had Jeezy, everybody in there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we really was doing it, man. That shit was like a fun time, you know what I'm saying? I had it on the side of my car wash, Custom Whips magazine, We did that shit before our time, man. We just, we had Lil Wayne in that motherfucker. We had, I had Justin Bieber. Before he was anybody, this nigga was a fucking kid. I met him at the airport, and like I'm on the plane with hella chains on. We used to overdo it. I had 3 chains on back then, diamond chain back then, long as hell. We used to have gaudy ass, long ass jewelry. And for the record, we had platinum chains, nigga. You niggas got gold and rose gold and white gold. We do the rose now, but I'm just saying back then we had platinum everything. You feel what I'm saying? Jay-Z made us boss the fuck up with that platinum shit, I ain't gonna lie. And it was heavy as fuck. And my piece used to bang glass tables, nigga.
Shout out to Prodigy. Shout out to Prodigy.
For sure. Yeah, but we was always looking for the next big thing, you know what I'm saying? And what I want to say to a lot of young cats nowadays, bro, don't think that shit gonna go overnight, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna blow up, and if you blow up overnight, please believe your career gonna be a quick one, you feel me? Niggas who really got long careers and put in work a long time before the shit popped off. And right before you give up, don't never give up, because that might be the time that you're gonna blow. That's my little thing to my younger niggas, you feel what I'm saying? And respect yourself, don't respect the dollar.
Yeah, that's hard, because a lot of the youngest put the dollar before everything. Everybody just all about money this, all about money that, and it's a lot more to life than that. At the end of the day, if you just sit in the house with a lot of money, you're gonna be a lonely person at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You got any new projects you working on? Anything new coming with Lil Stupid?
Well, we coming with new drops. What we gonna do in the first of the year, we coming new drops. We switched it up how we, do our clothes. At first, we just have a whole bunch of clothes, and niggas buy them. Next thing you know, what I ain't sell or what we didn't sell, it'll be in dead stock or whatever. Dead stock, if you don't know, that's just shit sitting around that you can't sell no more. That's maybe old or out of style or whatever the case may be. So we stopped doing that. What we doing is new drops. You know what I'm saying? New drops every other month. So every other month we come with new shit, and it's gonna be like selective pieces. It ain't gonna be a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, you get it while it's there, and if you don't get it, you won't get it. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be more special for our people who love Lil Stupid, and you know what I'm saying, want the sweet shit. You gotta get it while it's hot, because if not, it's gonna be gone.
I wanted to give you something, man. This is a pair of glasses here at Underground Star TV. A pair of sunglasses. Came up with the word on the side is it say Azimata. It's Italian for dapper.
I like that. I like that. And I'm happy that you're doing this, man. You stepping outside the box.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna be rocking these boys for sure.
Appreciate it.
You know that. Somebody gonna be like, oh, where you get this? I'm gonna be like, my little bro do this shit, boy. I need every color, cause boy, he's making me look like back in the day, boy, when I had braids like my son. Now I got George Jefferson around this bitch.
You ain't got time for just anybody, so I definitely appreciate you sitting down, giving me the time and, you know, giving us these stories, because a lot of people, you know, want to know. And then, like I said, a lot of people don't even know you. You really like a word of mouth type of person. You got to know you, know to know. You know what I mean?
And I ain't got no problem with that, because, hey, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. Just know that. So a nigga can go to the top without being famous, because the worst thing to me is a nigga that's famous and they ain't got shit. So that's a word to the wise. Just worry about your integrity, because you never know who watching and who looking. So you always want to be on point. And I think that take you further than anything will.
Big facts, man.
Peace out. God bless y'all.